While you sleep, this person wrestles between the past and the present. He said he needed space, but in reality, what he really needs is a reason to face the truth. You marked him in a way that no one else has. The sleepless nights and the moments he spends thinking about you aren't just nostalgia. They are memories that consume him, and you felt when he started to pull away. The change in the tone of his messages, the silences that became more frequent. You're not imagining anything. He's trying to be strong, but his fragility is evident. He pretends everything is fine, while the reality is that he is completely disoriented without you. What this person really feels is a whirlwind. On the outside, he may seem carefree, but his mind is stuck in scenarios that never materialized. He allows himself to dream of what life would be like with you, but soon fear comes. Fear that you don't feel the same. Fear of rejection. Fear of discovering that he is not everything you deserve. Meanwhile, you continue living your life, but the pain of uncertainty is real, isn't it? You wonder if he still thinks about you, if the absence he imposed is a choice or an escape. He may be going out, laughing with other people, but all of that is superficial. When he gets home, he realizes that no one compares to you. You are the only one who made him feel truly alive, and that scares him. He tries to distract himself, but he can't escape reality. Those conversations you had, the laughter you shared, every detail seems to haunt him. He hides this from everyone. When someone asks about you, there is an awkward silence. He nods and says he's fine, but the truth is he can't let you go. He stands still, at a crossroads he himself created, and you keep wondering what's going on in his head. We continue to wait, even when we know that what he feels is fear. Fear of vulnerability, and mostly fear of losing you forever. Every day he tortures himself with words that were never spoken, messages he never sent. Pride prevents him from doing what he really wants, to reach out and be honest about what he feels. Therefore, he worries about what you are doing, who you are with. You have become a part of him that he cannot erase. And you? Now you are here, struggling with all these questions and uncertainties, because deep down, you already knew this. You knew that none of this was about forgetting, but rather about facing what was never said. That truth still lingers in the air, and both of you feel it every day, and the pain is as deep as the connection you had. After all, what really stops this person from acting? It is pride that turns into a prison. He remains there, watching you from afar, hoping that somehow you still feel something for him. And the reality is that meanwhile, time is passing, and the chance for you two to reconnect is slipping away. He sees himself as having lost something precious, and he does not know how to retrieve it. This person knows that the truth is painful, but at the same time it is the only thing that can free him from these chains that he himself created. And you already knew that. This person is living an internal struggle that you cannot see. He tries to move on, but when he closes his eyes, you are still the first thing that comes to his mind. Deep down, he knows he hasn't forgotten. He told himself he was getting over it, but that is a lie he repeats every day. While you sleep, this person rummages through the remnants of the life you built together. He revisits those messages, looks at photos, and in a moment of weakness, feels the weight of your absence. On the surface, he pretends everything is fine, but inside, the pain is palpable. And you know this because you saw the way he distances himself from everything that could remind him of you. You felt it when he became distant, as if trying to erase the passion that was once so intense. You are not imagining it. It is exactly what happens. This person is tormented by the feeling that you were special. He misses your gaze, the way you made him laugh. He tries to fool himself by saying it's easier to forget, but the truth cuts like a knife. He feels empty without you. He lies to others, says he's very busy or that he's not ready for a relationship, but the truth is that he's scared. Scared of what you represent, of everything you could have had. Meanwhile, you go on living your life. You try to move on, fill your days with other things, but there is a hole he left. He has no idea that it remains. You still look at his profile, still check if he's online, still wonder if one day he will talk to you again. You know he is worse off than you imagine. He gets distracted with other people, but whenever laughter sounds in the air, you are the one he really wants by his side. He's with others, but they don't have the same connection. They don't understand the silences. He doesn't share the same intimacy with them. No one seems to compare to you, and this consumes him. The brutal truth is that, deep down, this person feels like a coward. He fades away, hides, and at the same time, sinks into a routine that doesn't bring happiness. With each passing day, he feels more trapped, while the chance to reverse everything slips away. He wants to talk to you, but pride and fear speak louder. Meanwhile, you keep waiting for him to muster the courage. You know there is still a spark between you. But why doesn't he do anything? Time is passing and the chance of something real is slipping away. He feels it, knows he is losing you, but ironically, it is he who traps himself in his own insecurities. This person is battling his own mind. He says he's moved on, but the truth is, every day you are there, somewhere in his thoughts. He looked at his phone last night between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m., not daring to send a message but looking at your photos like reading a book that never ends. You're not imagining it. This person does this often, and you know this because you felt it when, in the middle of a conversation with someone else, he hesitated, as if wanting to mention you. He is surrounded by unfamiliar faces, trying to distract himself, but he can't shake the echo of your gaze. He tries to forget, but the way you looked at him remains etched in his mind. He said he needed space, but what he really needed was courage. Courage to face what he felt, to admit that what you had was real and rare. Meanwhile, you go on with your life, looking at your phone, waiting for a sign, a message. But this person is stuck in a cycle. Thinks about you, gets distracted by others, and when he's alone, it all comes back. He tries to convince himself that everything is fine. But the truth is, he hasn't found anyone like you since then. No one compares, and that hurts. He's even tried dating other people, but deep down, he knows he's being unfair to himself and to them. He asks himself, what am I doing here? While deep in his mind, it's you who occupies that special place. Have you ever noticed moments when he looked at you differently, as if he wanted more but always backed away? Because he's afraid of not being enough, afraid that you have moved on and are no longer interested. He has a pride that binds him. He thinks that if he goes after you, he will seem weak, vulnerable. But he doesn't realize that, in fact, the weakness is in not being true to his own feelings. This person put himself in an emotional trap. With every breath, a piece of him longs for you, but he convinces himself that it's easier to look forward, even knowing that deep down the past continues to call his name. That memory of the way you looked at him, with affection, with intensity, all of this echoes in his mind like a silent scream. Meanwhile, you carry on with your life, wondering if he still thinks about you. He does. A lot. His silence is deafening and full of guilt, and this guilt stops him from moving forward, from doing what needs to be done. He wants to free himself from the weight of this past, but he doesn't know how. The brutal truth is that he knows he was wrong. The connection you had doesn't happen every day, and he understands that now, but inaction imprisons him. He continues to waste time, sinking into memories, having dreams where you are together, and waking up alone, feeling an emptiness that no one else can fill. He listens to music that reminds him of you and only makes his heart ache more. Deep down, he fantasizes about unexpected encounters, about you showing up in his life again. But the reality is harsher. He does nothing. Fear of rejection, fear of looking into your eyes and seeing that you've moved away, that life has taken you far from him. And meanwhile, time passes, and the chance for redemption slips through his fingers. He knows he needs to act, that if he does nothing, you will move on, and he will have to live with the pain of that choice. But the paralyzing uncertainty keeps him quiet, trapped in his own emotional labyrinth. And you already knew that. This person is wondering if you still think about him. He tries to act as if he has moved on, but the truth is that he just hides what he feels. He pretends it doesn't matter, but every time someone mentions your name, his expression changes. His look reveals more than words. While you sleep, this person is there, awake, pondering in silence. Every laughter around him only reminds him of the way you looked at him, and it hurts him. He said he doesn't care anymore, but deep down he knows you affected him in a way no one else did. No one. And you know this because you've already noticed that he never managed to forget you. You felt it when he was cold. You saw the way he avoided your eyes, as if he could run from the truth. It's not an invention of your mind. You're not imagining things. His reactions scream what he tries to bury. The truth is, he misses you. He misses the touch, the conversation. In his mind, he repeatedly asks himself what could have been different, but he lacks the courage to face it. He goes to places where you used to be together, hoping something will change, that the pain will lessen, but all he finds is emptiness. Meanwhile, you are there, busy trying to move on. But deep down, you also question if he still cares. The truth is, he wants to talk to you, but pride prevents him. He convinces himself that it's too late. He tells himself he can move on. But with each passing day, the certainty of what they lost only grows. Deep down, he knows you were important, and he regrets it. He fears what you would think if he were honest. It's easier to erase his own feelings than to admit he was wrong. So he drowns himself in distractions. He gets involved with other people, but ends up making comparisons. He realizes that no one measures up to you. And meanwhile, you try to convince yourself that all this is in the past. But when you least expect it, something reminds you of him. A song, a movie, a place, and even if reluctantly your heart tightens, because you realize you still feel something. That connection that, even from afar, still burns. The brutal truth? He hasn't gotten over anything. He's lost in memories and doubt. He thinks about how he could have done things differently, but doesn't know how to go back. And you? You continue with the hope that one day he has the courage to come back and recognize everything. Meanwhile, time moves on, and the pain persists. He abandons a fragment of what could have been, and you find yourself in this uncertainty, and neither of you does anything about it. This person is stuck in a cycle of denial. He thinks he's moved on, but the truth is that every time he sees a shadow that reminds him of you, his heart tightens. The way you looked at him, full of expectation and affection, is like a tattoo on his soul. He will never be able to forget that. While you sleep, this person tries to occupy his mind with anything. He's being social, throwing himself into parties and outings, but deep down he longs for your gaze. His laughter is fake, and the interactions superficial. He says everything is fine, but in reality, he's just trying to escape. And you know this because, even without talking, there is a silence between you that screams in your mind. You felt when his gaze shifted. You noticed that the intensity that was there before was replaced by a mask of indifference. It's clear that he didn't say goodbye because he wanted to, but because his insecurity didn't let him move forward. And you're not imagining it. This person really thinks about you. He might have said he needed space, but the truth is, it was courage he needed. He feels that he made a mistake by leaving you so quickly. What he really hides is a deep fear of opening up again. The fear that you don't feel the same, that you've moved on, that you remember him only as a passing phase in your life. He hides this behind a facade of disdain, but with each passing day it weighs even more. Meanwhile, you're there, maybe waiting for a message that never comes. You revisit the memories. Remember moments when he seemed so close, so real. Have you ever wondered if he's happy, if he really managed to forget you? The answer, undoubtedly, is no. You've seen the signs. He still looks for you around every corner, in every song that plays, in the wind that blows. The brutal truth is that he doesn't know how to come back. Pride prevents him from admitting that he needs you, that he misses you. He could have called you, could have sent a message just to ask how you are, but he chooses silence. Because what he feels is too intense to be put into words that would sound empty after so much time. And you keep living, but there's always an empty space where he used to be. You try to move on, try to distract yourself, but the truth is he still occupies an important part of your life. Every time you see him on social media, you feel that tightness in your chest. He's no longer an active part of your life, but the memory doesn't forget. And meanwhile, time passes and nothing changes. Deep down, you and he know that this situation is not healthy. Both of you are paralyzed, stuck in a cycle that could be broken with a single conversation. He clings to fear, and you to hope. And in this pathetic dance of unresolved feelings, no one advances. This person is tormented by the memory of you. He may have tried to bury what he felt, but that look of yours, the way you looked at him, always comes back. He can't forget. There may be laughter, new romances, but everything falls apart when silence appears. And you know this because if you look closely, you'll see the signs. He was never good at hiding what he feels. While you sleep, this person is awake, tossing and turning in memories. He has said that he got over it, that he needed to move on, but it's not true. The truth is that he misses you in a way he can't explain. He tries to avoid the memories, but the subconscious always brings you back. You felt it when the connection lost its intensity, didn't you? It's not just you. This person is fighting against his own mind. This person said he had nothing more to offer, but deep down he fears that you don't want anything from him anymore. Insecurity steals the words. He looks to the future and sees himself alone without you, and it terrifies him. He goes out, makes new friends, tries to laugh, but when the day ends and the house goes quiet, that's when the pain appears. And you're not imagining this. This person is stuck in this cycle, and he knows it's because you changed everything. What this person really feels is a mix of longing and guilt. He feels like a coward for not having fought. Why does he act like this? Because the fear of getting hurt is greater than the desire to have you back. He hides this from everyone, but the truth is that this person would very much like to have another chance. He has thought about contacting you. Many plans, but he always deletes the drafts. Each word seems like a reminder of the pain he caused. Meanwhile, you keep waiting for some message, some response. You keep remembering the moments that were real and intense. What you don't realize is that this person is also trapped in this cycle of uncertainties. He lives his life, but always with a hole in his chest that only you can understand. And it's brutal because you know it could be different. He hides behind a smile, but the truth is, he feels you drifting away. And that hurts him more than he'd like to admit. He wants you to think of him, to feel that there's still something between you, but pride prevents him from exposing himself. He uses time as a shield, but deep down, he knows he's just delaying the inevitable. And you already knew that. And if this resonated with you, don't let this message end here. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you don't miss the next videos, share it with that person who needs to hear this, and leave a like if you felt this truth in your chest. See you in the next one.